Hello again, welcome to the Woodle Doodle Club with me, Mr. Woody Woods. This is version 2, and this is Mexican wrestlers. So yes, this is again in association with the Brains Trust, the brain cancer people. So today, I will be drawing, we have firstly Bolt Bronson, then moving on to Diego the Destroyer. I've got a thing about drawing beards, I don't know why, but a lot of my characters seem to be quite hirsute and very hairy. We then follow that with Dougie Double and Tommy Trouble, aka Double Trouble. Right, so guys, just grab a paper, pencil, pen, scrap of paper, anything you want to draw, and we'll get started. We'll start with Bolt Bronson. And throughout the video I will be dropping in random factoids, so you're learning and drawing at the same time. I've got facts about wrestling here, so... Okay, so we'll start with a pencil. And same techniques from the last video, if you watched that one. We are going to be doing a lot of crosshatch and circles. So we always start with the crosshatch in the page. I'm doing mine A4 in size, but we'll do crosshatch so you can center the page and center where the piece is going to go. Then we'll drop in Bolt. And we'll start with Bolt with an oblong circle this time for his head. We'll then do a large egg-like circle. You'll see why soon. This kind of represents his body. He's not got a really big belly, this one, but you'll see why. And then we will drop in a rectangle there, which will form the shoulders into the legs. Okay, so we're just going to start by following this line, and then about halfway down we'll drop another crosshatch line there. Start dropping in Bolt's arms. I'm not really into wrestling, I'm not a massive fan of wrestling, I just love the Mexican style where they wear all these colourful masks and costumes and have all these big alter egos. Right, we've got the arms there. About halfway down his body he's got very long arms. And then just going to drop in his legs, inward turning feet, a couple of legs there. This is a bit more complex than the animals one, but it's still a very good lesson to learn how to draw people, I think. You've got the same sort of characteristics. Right, this guy's got a cape on, so I'm going to drop in a circle there. Just a couple of capey bits coming off. First random factoid of the video. So wrestling is actually considered the oldest sport on Earth. They found cave drawings of wrestlers back in the day. It was actually one of the first sports in the first ever Olympic Games. Right, I'm just going to follow that egg shape and just drop in a cape. There you go. You see Bolt coming to life. Let's drop in his mask. Got a Bolt up there. Two very simple basic eyes, a triangle for a nose and a big cheesy smile. He's a happy wrestler compared to the wrestler coming up next, who's a bit of an angry one. He's got a Bolt on his shorts here. He's Balto. A couple of cheeky nipples that go there. Stubbly chest. Let's give him a... He's covered in bolts, this guy. bolty tattoo down there. And then, just for safety, he's actually wearing knee pads because, you know, these guys get a bit tired, a bit knackered. Like I said on the last video, remember just to pause and play as you go through these videos. I tend to be quite quick. I think I've just developed a style over the years. So if you want to slow down and watch it again, just pause, catch up. So here we go, this is Bolt Comes to Life, and as I do on most of my peoples, I always drop a little shadow at the bottom. It just situates them on the page so they're not floating. I didn't do it with the animals, I wanted to keep those simple, super simple. Alright, so let's draw Bolt Bronson. I'm going to start with the outside line. Draw in his cool cape. Bit of a leg. So again, like I said in the last video, when we're using pencil and pen, it doesn't matter how many lines you've seen. I've got so many lines going there with pencil, but you could rub them out at the end and you won't even see those. So, alright, let's drop in his arm. Forgot he's also got hands, so drop in some fingers. He's going to have 3 fingers on that hand, but then 4 on this one. He's lost one in a fight. There you go. This music's a bit more serene, a bit more peaceful. Perfect for drawing or just taking your mind off things. You start here with the basics, drawing people and characters and animals. You can then move on to do paintings or, you know, pastels, watercolours. This is the fun part really, I mean, just filling in those pencil lines. So I'm trying to do a 30-minute session here. Each one will roughly take about 10 minutes, but some are a bit quicker than others. Just drop in his head. Bolt on top of his mask. These would be really cool if you colour them in as well. So these Mexican wrestlers, part of a sport called Lucha Libre, that's what it's called. It's known for their distinct fighting style. It's very rapid, high-flying moves, and they wear these lovely colourful masks. Right, just drop in these nips. And then situate him on a shadow, or it looks a bit like a puddle. I just do a wobbly shadow for some reason. Drop in his eyes. And dot. And that is Bolt Bronson. I'll leave it there for a second. try to keep my illustrations super simple, but I can't stop adding detail. Just a few crease marks. Feel free to add as much detail on these as you want, so you could go back and give him, I'm just freestyling now, but you could give him stars on his underpants. Cool, right. That's Bolt. Then we'll move on to Diego the Destroyer, the hairy beast. Okay, so again, let's drop in that crosshatch, centre of the page. This is start with a massive circle here. Got a big old belly, he's been eating a lot of burritos, or whatever wrestlers eat in Mexico. A lot of rice and meat. Another circle there, and then one for his head, and then a big fatty one for his beard. So most of these luchadors, the lucha libre wrestlers, they start off wearing a very distinctive mask. Sometimes if they get beaten, they then got to lose that mask and they form another identity. You go, let's drop in a leg. Another leg here. Let's join those up there, like that. Again, just drop in that shadow at the bottom. And then we'll just follow this line down. A couple of big circles here, he's got some big mitts. And then very simple sort of cartoony knuckles. Again, let's follow this line down here. And then another line here for his belly button. So El Santo was the most famous wrestler in the Lucha Libre squad. He was so famous for actually not removing his mask ever, and he wore it in the coffin in the end actually instead. I think they only saw his face just at the end. Right, just gonna drop in some eyes, some cheeky ears. Big old fat cloud-like beard here. Got a real vest on. You can actually match the lines of this vest onto the gloves. It's a bit rough there. Probably can't see that, but you'll be able to see it when I draw it in. Right, we'll start up here on this one. Let's form this massive circular shape. And then just bringing the line down again to do the other arm. Drawing these gloves. Again, I'm a lefty, so I tend to draw right on the page to the left. Lighten over the ears, it helps smudging. Big fat belly. Other knuckles here. And just continue this circle round. Finish off this foot. Some boots on. He's drawing his angry face. I don't know why this guy's so angry. Or maybe he's actually a gentle giant, this is just his stage persona. I just finished off this vest, comes down here. And in big angry mouth. He's only got one tooth left, this chap. Like I said, rough. It's a rough sport. And this guy is super hairy, so with the animal one I did these simple line marks that could represent anything really. Here they're representing hair or stubble. And again, you've drawn this, so why not try and colour it in afterwards? Or draw your own version, come up with your own wrestler. Bit of hairy belly sticking out. Big hairy beard as well. There you go, there's Diego the Destroyer. Just leave that there for another 10 seconds. It is a bit trickier, this is what these ones. So pause and play. This is the best way forward. Draw at your own pace. Take your time. It's quite quick to draw them in 10 minutes. Right, so we'll move on to Double Trouble. So these guys are a bit more complicated, but again, let's drop in that crosshatch. 2 circles. More of a monster, this one. It's got 2 heads and a big rectangle. 2 heads and 3 legs. Not a monster, more of a Siamese twin, but he's disguised as a monster. That's his stage personality. Right, so you've got the heads in there. We've got this rectangular shape. What's that rectangular shape, you ask? Right, let's get some arms off to the side. Very basic there. The 4 big fingers hanging off. And I've got a thing about symmetry, so when things are quite symmetrical, I think it's like an OCD thing. Drop in another line, another hand on the other side. And then he's got let's drop in this middle leg first to be a bit easier. So another fact for you. Andre the Giant was a famous wrestler. He's actually billed as the 8th wonder in the world. He's huge. He's 7 feet tall and weighed over 500 pounds. And he's quite famous for some of his antics. Big drinker. He once drunk 106 beers on one night, and he was known to start the morning with a case of wine. Big boy. Right, so you see I'm just dropping in 3 legs here, but they're coming off this shape of the rectangle. so you just follow it around like that. Again, just do this line that goes across here. It represents the top of the gloves on the right through to the line of the shorts. Do that again here with his boots. He's got some boots on. Okay, some kneecaps. So we've dropped in his 2 heads, his arms, his 3 legs, and then we'll go back up here. And Double Trouble's got a bit of a vest on. Again, look, I'm making all these lines here for head shapes, but it doesn't matter about the mess. That's what rubbers are for. Right, and then we've got this fun mouth with loads of big teeth. Not his actual real mouth, this is printed on the leotard. Got 1 eye and 4 teeth between them. Big ears, and then silly haircuts. There you go, it's Double Trouble in pencil. Again, I'm going to use a big chunky marker, but use whatever you want, a biro, any pen you can find, crayon. Hope you're enjoying this session. Just keep it up afterwards. Right. And drop in on the right side again. Always do this on the right, start on the right. And just drop in, follow your pencil lines that you've made. Again, pause along with this video, as these are a bit more advanced. Hopefully you can all draw by now, after doing these 3 characters and then 3 animals as well. Just drop in his big arm here. And then 1 on this side. Just a line across the top and drop in these egg shapes. Eggheads. Big ears. It's not the prettiest wrestler, this dude. That doesn't matter. Drop in his vest. Oh, forgot, drop in the shadow as well underneath. Situate him on the page. Very important. Right, let's drop in his face. See him come to life. You'll notice I don't exactly draw over the lines as well myself, so they're just there as markers really. Okay. This big mouth, full of all 6 teeth. Colour that in at the end. Just do this line across here for the shorts. You've done the hard work with a pencil. Okay, and then same line on the legs, knees, and then basic shoelace shapes. There you go. And I'll just colour in. That's why I love these big chunky markers. They're just super smooth and they can just fill the page quite quickly with pen. Another hairy chest up here. Just going to freestyle and give him skull and crossbones tattoo. 'Cause he's a bad boy. Couple of hairs coming off here. He's got hairy shoulders. Right, and there you go. That is nearly the end of session 2 with these Lucha Libre Mexican wrestlers. You'll see it's not perfect, but we're just learning here. I've done that quite quickly as well, so you could spend half an hour on this if you want. Take your time. Again, I'd love to see your drawings, your wrestlers, so tag them on Instagram. Tag me as well. I'd love to see them, Mr. Woody Woods. Okay, and that was Double Trouble. And this has been with association with the Brains Trust, the brain cancer people, and the Woodle Doodle Club with Mr. Woody Woods. And I will see you again for session number 3. We'll be drawing monsters. We've drawn one monster here. We've got a bit of practice, we'll draw on monsters next. Okay, see you later. Bye, that's me waving.